Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to the weekend. I am Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing the like button, we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. So Bitcoin on the 4-hour, we have fully and formally dropped back into our previous wider range. We have tested into and below our basically our $64,000 level. I know we're just below it now, but $64,000 was like a rounded up figure. You can see where the horizontal is, and we are literally just above the horizontal at the moment. Precariously positioned above this level of support, above this area. That would be particularly bullish if Bitcoin was able to hold. If it's able to hold above this horizontal and trade within this upper area, ultimately we would have no alternative other than to realistically expect a break onwards and upwards in the probably relative near future. The flip side to that is that we do drop back into this previous area down here between 60,000 and 64,000, where clearly there is a lot of previous price action in this sort of medium shorter time frame. So you would expect a lot of support in this area, price to then potentially put a bottom in here before testing back up into the upper zone if we are to drop down here. Obviously, if the bears have the strength to drop us through this whole area previous price action, then yeah, we will be closely inspecting this this major area down here of around 58,000. But for what it's worth, I don't suspect we will get down here. In my mind, there's about a 50% chance we either hold here, trade in this area, or drop into this area. And then obviously if we drop into this area, there's then the potential to drop lower. But I think it's roughly 50-50. I think we've got as good a chance as holding here as we have dropping back down, and that is on the basis that we are literally at that borderline right now. But also, do not forget, I'm sure you guys haven't forgot, it is the weekend. Sideways mean reversion price action is usually what is served up over the weekend. So yeah, potentially we get we get some attention in the altcoin market. So speaking of said altcoin markets, it was nice to see Ethereum blast all its way back above this horizontal here that we had dipped below, and then literally got back pretty much up to this previous area of a lot of the price action here, weakening off a little bit here. But yeah, like I said, if Bitcoin does hold where it is, sort of stabilize at this horizontal, then yeah, maybe this will get moving. This is probably selling off on the basis that that Bitcoin is threatening to break lower, and obviously an aggressive move down a few $1,000s in Bitcoin altcoins will probably drop quicker, and therefore this come down. Interesting to see, we literally wicked down to the dot on our horizontal pretty much here. But yeah, so a back test of that. So yeah, if we are lucky, we could be having a forward check, a back check, and a paycheck onwards and upwards. But I would say that will pretty much depend. I think if Bitcoin stabilizes here and starts to trade nicely within this range, so it probably has to regain $65,000, and then I think Ethereum Satoshi pairing could really start to get going. Obviously, then if Bitcoin makes it all the way up to 68,000, then Bitcoin could then start to take the reins of this market, and then altcoins, Ethereum altcoins in general will struggle against obviously Bitcoin value, USD value. They will clearly go up in said environment. If we look at the USD pairing as well, this is having actually a quite a nice test of this downward sloping of this upward channel, ascending channel. That's what I'm trying to say. So obviously, if we do break below here, we could expect some swift acceleration to the downside. We'll just extend this horizontal because this could be our first port of call. But yeah, clearly there are a few levels that we could run into down here we'll just draw this other one on as well here, around about this level. So there's a few areas we could run into. However, yeah, I mean, that's it really. However, if Bitcoin does sort of stabilize here and push back up, this is the dollar pairing. We just expect us to drift upwards, but there is potential for this to break down. So obviously Bitcoin does break down from this level here, then we would expect, well, we would lose this trend line, and then yeah, we could expect acceleration to the downside, and obviously that being faster than that acceleration to the downside be faster than percentage wise than Bitcoin's moving, and hence this pairing can come down. Let's have a look at some, actually let's look at Bitcoin dominance real quickly whilst we're here. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance not looking so bad though. A nice back test of our important shaded area here, tried to wick into it, rejected, and then yeah, and then obviously broke this horizontal, back tested that area, and now moving back down. It's nice when you have all your horizontals in the right place. But yeah, so this is looking good. Well, it's looking good for altcoins, basically. Potential more continuation downside. If we take out this important horizontal, obviously we don't expect this in one go, then we will be off to the races into what will potentially be our final run into the end of this year and the start of next year, where we may see Bitcoin dominance get down into this area, where we potentially then put in a larger time frame low, so obviously a high in altcoins against Bitcoin. DXY just doing its thing, but not really causing any real wreckage. I mean, if you look at the DXY strengthening, and then you look at gold strengthening, and then you look at silver strengthening, you kind of understand that this DXY strength is not of any real concern to anyone, and it isn't being driven by risk off. If we look at stocks as well, nice move, nice bounce up in stocks. Yeah, literally back testing the trend line there. But yeah, nice close to the week. This is looking good. Obviously this was quite an acceleration, a bit more than I expected. As I mentioned, I expect us to potentially just kind of hug this line, but we did accelerate away from it. So for us to come back and back test it before pushing on, yeah, makes perfect sense. I mean, only up guys, assets only up. Dollar, fiat, I mean, I say dollar, fiat currency is only down. Obviously the dollar against other fiat currencies can go up and do whatever it wants, but yeah, basically fiat currencies are only going down. They are only going down. That is all we really need to look at here. Nascoin as well, not a bad finish to the week. Let's have a look at that Russell. Yeah, Russell looking relatively good. Potential bull flagging it out before another leg to the upside. Potentially, if that is to happen. I am somewhat skeptical of the real economy, but the numbers are showing are not necessarily that bad. Not as bad as they could be for the real economy. However, those inflation numbers do need to start to be tamed, because obviously the one of the problems will be if higher inflation expectations become entrenched in consumers' mindsets. Then that literally will just factor in too high actual inflation, literally, as they buy more things and stockpile more things in an economy that is already struggling on the supply side. So that can become, does become a self-fulfilling prophecy, which is why the Fed will always be jawboning deflation and transitory inflation, and just basically playing down inflation. So yes, let's have a look at those stochastics then. Are we going to hold this important level? 4 hour is on our side. 4 hour is going to be offering us some support here. So yeah, potentially we can hold this horizontal. 10 hour still coming down, but getting pretty low. So if it turns back up, if we do sort of hold here, start to shift up a little bit, that will turn this 10 hour up, and then 12 hour still diving down as well. Coming into a trend line, so we'll have to see what happens there. Daily turn back down and coming down. Sorry, 2 day coming down. 3 day pointing up. 5 day down. Weekly, obviously these are looking good. We know these are looking good for the larger trend. Weekly up there looking good. Bi-weekly and monthly looking good. But yeah, I mean, kind of mixed messages here again. My view is pretty much always we establish a wider range, and then we just bounce around the levels within said range until we decide to break out and to form a new range where we have a relatively short, sharp period of trending price action. But I feel that's what you want to be doing. You want to be feeling. I feel like we are set to trade sideways in here. I mean, this wider range, we did spend a lot of the time in the lower half. Maybe we can spend a lot of time in the upper half here before maybe breaking our way on upwards. So that is it. Not much else for me to say, guys. Hope you guys have got a great weekend planned. Remember, this is not financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.